Nearly 500 years ago, the celestially august, the son of heaven, Yongle of the illustrious or Ming dynasty, commanded the worthy official, Kowan Yu, that he should make a bell.
You are a worthy official, that is why I order you to make a bell, such size that the sound thereof might be heard for 100 li.
Yes, my lord.
The voice of the bell should be strengthened with brass, and deepened with gold, and sweetened with silver, and that the face and the great lids of it should be graven with blessed sayings from the sacred books, and that it should be suspended in the center of the imperial capital to sound through all the many-colored ways of the city of Peking.
Therefore, the worthy Mandarin Kowan Yu assembled the master molders and the renowned bellsmiths of the empire, and all men of great repute and cunning in foundry work. And they measured the materials for the alloy, and treated them skillfully.
Prepare the molds, the fires, the instruments, and the monstrous melting pot for fusing the metal.
And they labored exceedingly, like giants, neglecting only rest and sleep and the comforts of life, toiling both day and night in obedience to Kowan Yu, and striving in all things to do the behest of the Son of Heaven. But when the metal had been cast, and the earthen mold separated from the glowing casting, it was discovered that, despite their great labor and ceaseless care, the result was void of worth, for the metals had rebelled one against the other.
The gold has scorned alliance with the brass. The silver would not mingle with the molten iron. Therefore, the molds had to be once more prepared, and the fires rekindled, and the metal remelted, and all the work tediously and toilsomely repeated.
The Son of Heaven heard, and was angry, but spoke nothing. A second time the bell was cast, and the result was even worse. Still, the metals obstinately refused to blend with one another, and there was no uniformity in the bell. All the labor had to be repeated, even the third time, to the great dismay of Kowan Yu. And when the Son of Heaven heard these things, he was angrier than before. Because of Kowan Yu's dismay, he went home and saw his lovely daughter, Kongai, waiting for his arrival.
Father, there's a letter for you!
Written upon lemon-colored silk and sealed with the seal of the dragon, containing these words: From the mighty Yongle, the sublime Taitsung, the celestial and august, whose reign is called Ming, to Kowan Yu, the Yin. Twice thou hast betrayed the trust we have deigned graciously to place in thee. If thou fail a third time in fulfilling our command, thy head shall be severed from thy neck. Tremble and obey! When Kongai saw and heard the message, she fainted away with fear for her father's sake. And when her senses and her strength returned to her, she could not rest or sleep for thinking of her parents' danger. She had secretly sold some of her jewels, and with the money she obtained, she hastened to an astrologer and paid him a great price to advise her by what means her father might be saved from the peril impending over him.
Gold and brass will never meet in wedlock. Silver and iron never will embrace, until the flesh of a maiden be melted in the crucible, until the blood of a virgin be mixed with the metals in their fusion.
Kongai returned home, sorrowful at heart, but she kept secret all that she had heard, and told no one what she had done. At last came the awful day when the third and last effort to cast the great bell was to be made.
Father, may I come with you at the foundry?
Yes, of course, my daughter.
The workers ceased to feed the raving flame, and all fixed their eyes upon the eyes of Kowan Yu, and Kowan Yu prepared to give the signal to cast. But before he lifted his finger, a cry caused him to stop, and all heard the voice of Kongai.
For thy sake of my father!
Komai! No!
But in spite of all these things, the command of the celestial and august had to be obeyed, and the work of the molders to be finished. hopeless as the result might be. Yet, the glow of the metal seemed purer and whiter than before, and there was no sign of the beautiful body that had been entombed therein.